We are here once again to introduce to you yet another local author. Only this time we have two. Mrs. Arona Forbes, no stranger to our GIS studio, as a former Chief Agricultural Officer and also a previous published author, who will be speaking to us about her most recent publication, Arona's First Garden. Mrs. Forbes is so passionate about gardening that she partnered and produced yet another book with someone who is as interested about cultivation and the functions of plants as she is. This author is Virginia Hodge, and they are here to share with us how the idea of writing a book was born, the launch date, and also to encourage other persons to write their own book. For the Department of Information and Public Relations, I am your host, Betha McKelly Adams. Ladies, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
All right. Without revealing too much, tell us about your book, how you got together to do this book. I know that we're dealing with a double launch here, and the first book we're going to be speaking about it is called Medicinal Plants with a BVI Cultural Twist.
Yes.
That is so. Tell us about this book.
Well, for me, I saw Mrs. Virginia Hodge a couple of years ago where she did a presentation on medicinal plants with the various names and what they were used for. And it intrigued me because my parents also used to use the bush growing up. So I visit her sometime after I retired, and I said, let us do a book together.
Okay.
She was somewhat skeptical at first, but then I continued to
Coax
coax her, and she finally agreed. And that's why we're here today.
All right. Now that we are here, Ms. Hodge, tell us about how you feel and a little bit about the book.
Okay. I feel that we have accomplished something because these things are mostly needed. For example, we would go to the doctor when we have a cold or a cough. And in the book, we have certain plants and leaves that you can use if you have a cold, and that will take care of it.
Okay.
You know, you can drink it just like how we drink the tablet 3 times a day.
Okay.
You can steep your crab bush, for example, drink it 3 times a day, and that helps with a cold. At least it helped me.
Okay. We know that Mrs. Forbes was instrumental in coaxing you, but what motivated you to take time to combine the information and publish it? What motivated you?
Oh, you see, I'm not a lover of medication.
Okay.
So I said if I do a book, maybe other people would, if I assist her in doing a book, maybe other people would get to
Benefit
from it. So I went along with her
Okay.
in doing this book.
And how you got inspired to write the book? How your inspiration came about?
Oh, I'm into culture too.
Okay.
I started a culture day at the library when I was working, and that went well. So that sort of inspired me. And she also coaxed me so I could go along with her and publish. I also wrote some poems while I was working at the library. And one of them we are going to be doing at the launching.
Okay. Mrs. Forbes, I know that this is not your first rodeo. You have another book before this one. And then we are here doing a double launching because you have Arona's First Garden. How you've managed to find time to do 2 books basically simultaneously?
Well, I couldn't do it on my own.
Okay.
I want to give God thanks because He gave me the inspiration. And I want to give Him thanks because He gave me the inspiration. And I want to give God thanks because He gave me the inspiration. And I want to give God thanks because He gave me the inspiration. And I want to give God thanks because He gave me the inspiration. And I want to give God thanks because He gave me the inspiration. And I want to give God thanks because He gave me the inspiration. And I want to give God thanks because He gave me the inspiration. And I want to give God thanks because He gave me the inspiration. And I want to give God thanks because He gave me the inspiration. And I want to give God thanks because He gave me the inspiration. And I want to give God thanks because He gave me the inspiration. And I want to give God thanks because He gave me the inspiration. And I want to give God thanks because He gave me the inspiration. And I want to give God thanks because He gave me the inspiration. And I want to give God thanks because He gave me the inspiration. And I want to give God thanks because He gave me the inspiration. And I want to give God thanks because He gave me the inspiration. And I want to give God thanks because He gave me the inspi And I needed the support of my husband because there were times I was up late in the night gathering my thoughts, so I couldn't do it alone. I give thanks to those two main persons.
Very well. For both of you, what has been the response so far in relation to your book? From family members, from friends, what has been the response so far?
Well, for me, I've gotten good reviews. I feel you need to pass on a culture of this nature which seems to be dying, and we can do it even after we have passed on. Our books could still be there to pass on to the younger generation. So we are leaving a legacy in the culture arena.
Okay. Ms. Hodge, what about you?
Okay, just like Mrs. Forbes said, we want to leave a legacy throughout the BVI or whoever would purchase this book. We also had good congratulations and so from family and friends.
As you work together for the publication of this book, what was that experience like? Because of course you have to do your part, but you cannot leave her submissions alone. You have to make sure that you are working together. What was that experience like?
For me, it was a good experience. I look up to Mrs. Hodge, and throughout that experience now, because we have bonded in such a way, she's now calling me a sister.
Okay.
So I think it was a good coming together where we share experience, and I learn a lot from her, which I can harness and pass on.
Ms. Hart, what about you?
Okay, like she said, I learned a lot from Sister Arona because, well, some of the things that we did over the time, for example, we had a Easter program with the students when they were on vacation.
Okay.
And we were able to interact with them, see how they feel, and so about plants and medicine.
Okay. Well,
Plants that have medicinal values.
okay. What was that response like?
Well, they showed interest. For example, we got some of the bush, the black wattle was one, and we poured hot water in it, and they were so excited to see how it turned black.
Okay.
And they was asking, we can drink that? Can we drink that?
Okay. All right. What advice you have for persons who are thinking about publishing a book? They have a story to tell, but have not decided how to do it because they don't have the proper guidance. What advice you have for persons such as?
Well, online, you have, after you have gotten the vision to do the book, you have to do a plan, because the words are not going to come right away. So you have to do it in sequences, and following those sequences, you have to find somebody who can edit the book after it is completed. You have to find someone who is going to lay out the book, and after it is laid out, then you have to find someone who can publish it. Now, it is easier said than done because you have to find the finances to self-publish, which is what we did. We self-published the book. Okay. And Amazon have those information available. And there are other books printing out there that you can use. We used Amazon to print our book. And you have to have that finances.
Okay.
Because if you have to have the finances to pay the person who's laying out the book, the person who is taking pictures if you want. What we had to do was get the actual pictures, go out and do the research and go on sites to take these pictures. So you have to have a good enough camera that would be able to take a decent picture so the average person could see the the actual plant if they see it on the roadside, so they don't go and pick something, look like it, and it's not really it.
Okay.
And then after you have attained all that, you get an editor, because sometimes you want to put your words how you speak, but the editor will know how to put the words so the general public could understand and appreciate more, even though sometimes I personally feel it takes away from the cultural thing, but you still have to deal with it that way. And then after you have attained that, then you go to Amazon. Amazon will show you how to set up the book. And once it is uploaded, automatically it goes to online. You can get the Kindle format and you can get the paperback. You just have to have the finances to do all these things. Yes.
All right, and of course that has been the experience for your 2 publications.
Yes.
All right. And we have come to the part where you get an opportunity to speak about the most important thing, your book launch. When, where, what time?
The book launch will be on Friday, 28th February at the Breezeway, beginning at 5 p.m.
Okay.
All are invited.
Okay.
You come out and you learn about the medicinal. There are going to be some display of these medicinal plants.
Okay. So you have a price for your book as yet?
The price is $20 per copy.
Per copy. And that is per publication.
Yes.
Arona's First Garden is also for $20. All right. Okay. Outside of the book launch, how can I get a book, whether it's ready for me to pick up one now or thereafter, after the launching? Where can I purchase a book?
You can purchase books from us individually,
Okay.
or you can find them on Amazon.
Okay.
Both the paperback and the Kindle
The
format.
Kindle version. What are persons expected to see when they come out to see you at the book launch?
Okay, at the book launch, you will see, as you said, poem that was written by yours truly.
All right.
And the heritage dancers, expect to see the heritage dancers at the book launch.
So you have a whole cultural display.
Yes, that will be the cultural aspect of the book launch.
All right. And if you can remind us again about the prices of the book, where is it going to be, and why should I come out and support you and see you there at the book launch? You need to get persons interested. This is your time to really sell it to the public.
Well, this is a new thing.
Okay.
You would, in the Caribbean region, they have medicinal plants in the USA, but this is the first of its kind in the BVI, where we have medicinal plants, but we are taking a BVI cultural twist to it to pass on to the generations so that they can have a legacy to see how it used to be in the past and how it can continue to be once we maintain these medicinal plants.
All right. The question goes to both of you. What do you mean by a BVI cultural twist? What do you mean by that?
We mean that we are giving it a BVI flair.
Okay.
Stories that are in the book are representative of what used to go on in the past.
Okay.
We have doctors, bush doctors' names in it.
Okay.
Some persons who would read it, older folks who know these bush doctors
Okay.
and the significance of what they pass on to us.
Okay.
And now we are passing on to the next generation.
And I assume also that by a BVI twist, you also mean the names of the plants, as we call them here.
Yes.
So if you go to St. Kitts or any other neighboring island, you may not find the same name as we
Yes.
call it here. So
Yes.
it's really a BVI twist.
Yes.
Ladies, it has been a real pleasure to sit here with you and hear you speak about this upcoming book, and I cannot wait to go and witness for myself what you have to bring through your books. Thank you so much.
Thank
It's
you.
also been a pleasure talking with you.
Thank you. You were able to share with our authors their role and journey to bring to fruition a book launch. However, the Department of Culture gives assistance in the promotional aspect of this exercise. Director of the Department of Culture, Catherine Smith, will enlighten us about the department's involvement, and she will also speak to us about these two particular publications and the great addition they symbolize to the culture of the British Virgin Islands. Dr. Smith, thank you for joining us.
I'm very happy to be here.
We're going to go right into your questions, and if you can explain the involvement of the Department of Culture when it comes to assisting authors in publishing their books.
Right now, the Department of Culture helps promote upcoming authors in a variety of ways with the support of GIS, the Government Information Service. So this includes press releases, disseminating information to media houses. We actually can design and print 100 invitations. We actually design and print the programs, but the authors have to pull the program together. The Department of Culture also prints a beautiful poster board for the autographs that's always present at the book launches.
I'm familiar with that, yes.
Yes. And this interview is one initiative that the department always carries out with the local authors.
And we are glad to be part of this whole involvement.
We do enjoy working with GIS, and thanks again for your help.
Okay.
And then there's actually a video recording of the entire ceremony. There's a photographer available for the ceremony, and all in all, the book launch ceremonies are very unique and really help promote the books that are published.
Mr. Smith, can you say what cultural values each author brings to the table whenever they publish a book?
There is so much cultural value in the work of authors and when they publish their books. First of all, whenever we have any artist bringing their work and speaking to us as a society and shining a light on issues in our society or whatever aspects they choose to speak of, this is always a very, very, very good thing. So literary artists in particular, there's a huge value in that. There's probably no better way than for an identity to be transferred to children of school age than their reading of particular books that are placed in the time and place that they live in. So not only is there a huge value in that artists speak to us and these literary artists speak to us through their works, but also just the publication of the books. This is an avenue through which our children can really become rooted in their culture. And last of all, I want to add that if we would get to a stage where we are able to have a sort of book list, Oprah's book list, some sort of book list that we as a society talk about collectively, and it's based on the works that we write and publish, this would be an even a greater added value to our culture.
Dr. Smith, you mentioned about cultural value, but we want to highlight specifically these two books, Arona's Garden and Medicinal Plants with a BVI Cultural Twist. And what cultural value specifically those two books bring to the table?
First of all, I have to absolutely congratulate these two authors on these lovely books. We were very happy to see them at Culture because they deal directly with what I think of as our green heritage, which we would like to live today. It fits in really well with our plan, our work plan at Department of Culture, because we're about to initiate a major project that documents, in a partnership with UNESCO, our intangible cultural heritage, and most certainly our relationship with nature and with the earth will be featured as a part of that. So this all ties in very well.
So they're timely publications.
Yes.
All right. Does the Department of Culture have future plans to further promote published authors?
Yeah, we've been talking about at the end of the year in the fourth quarter, we've been talking about having a grand relaunch of all of the books that were launched during the year.
Okay.
And make it even a grander affair, make the books available and anything else that we might want to. And so we've been thinking about adding that to the end of the activities.
Of course.
So we promote their books again, but all together, and it'll be grander
of course.
than the initial.
I think it's a great
launches.
idea.
Yeah.
I've always heard people complaining about the fact that after Irma, They lost a lot of their books, especially the lamentable, the loss of the local authors.
We do need to look at reprinting those books, if possible. We do need to look at that. Those books that were lost, if we have to do that, we do need to look at that.
Noted. As a director of culture, you have any plans to further promote local authors beyond the BVI shores?
I'm willing to work with an initiative that's coming out of the ministry. I know that there's a plan to launch a website that would be a register of cultural artisans throughout the territory. In addition, there's an aspect of it, the virtual marketplace. So for sure, the literary artists would be a part of the group and would be able to market their products into the world.
In conclusion, Doctor, do you have any advice for persons who wish to develop themselves?
Yes. My first bit of advice is to just begin. If you want to be a writer, if you want to write something, just begin. But furthermore to that, I want to talk a little bit about a few initiatives that we at Culture think that we need to consider. We have noted that our book launches, they're increasing exponentially. We have got writers in Virgin Islands Society. We have writers. We've gotten feedback, and we've learned that some persons would wish assistance. So we're in writing, all aspects of writing. So we're coming up with the idea of workshops. There are different styles of books. We in the BVI, we write niche histories, we write biographies or memoirs, we write children's books, we write all manners of things. It's possible for us to match ourselves with the needs of the greater public, and especially these literary artists, with organizing a series of workshops that specifically deal with becoming an author.
Okay. All right. So of course, it sounds like the upcoming workshops are not only for published authors, but for persons like myself who are thinking about one of these days, coming with my own publication.
Yes, and that sounds great. They're meant to encourage anyone who wants to write. Writing is always good, and help you along that path in case you just don't know exactly how to begin and how to move things forward. It's a very different thing to write your memoir, your biography, than it is to write a novel, a work of fiction.
All right. Doctor, I want to thank you so much for stopping by and sharing with us the initiatives of the Department of Culture.
It was my pleasure.
Thank you very much. My guests today have been Director of the Department of Culture, Dr. Catherine Smith, Mrs. Arona Forbes, author of the book Arona's Garden and the Medicinal Plants with a BVI Cultural Twist, Virginia Hodge, author of the book Medicinal Plants with a BVI Twist. I have been your host, Betta McKelly Adams. Remember, for all your official government news and the latest updates, visit the government website at www.bvi.gov.vg or follow us on Instagram at GISBVI or on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter at BVI Government.